Yeah, I'm gonna be giving some commentary in general about the game because there are some things that the game is very clever in, especially in how it's built and everything. The game is a bit controversial, as I'm pretty sure you've been able to see. There have been quite a few people accusing the game of many, many things, and many people are pissed that they used AI as a tool to get to where they are, especially in the modeling and a lot of these things. So here are a few things that I gathered from the game at the very beginning, because I booted the game and I noticed several things where I just went, clever fucks. Clever fucks, clever fucks, clever fucks. Basterd wouldn't show his IP, but the rogue AI haunting his system might for kicks. There you go. Work in Java learning will be quite difficult, so please do take care of yourself. Try to compromise your health as little as possible. Try to compromise your sleep as little as possible. Do be very careful. Back to the game. So, controversies aside, I mean, there are several controversies. Number one, the game developers are based as fuck. Number two, because they're Japanese. They're Japanese. It turns out this is a Japanese developer, which amazes me that they are able to get away with this with Nintendo that close to them. Hello, Ultimate IRS. Welcome to today. How you doing, man? Then there's the AI controversy of this game, that they used AI as a tool. AI is a tool that exists. People are going to use it. This AI facilitates a lot of things. We are going to start seeing, and with AI, we are going to start seeing a worse version of asset flips now, because the AIs will be able to help developers make shit games that still go through. But in cases like this one, it helps really good games. I'm lucky to get 6 hours of sleep, but I've gotten unhealthy used to it. I mean, 6 hours is the bare minimum, so it's at least you're on the edge there. They've had a trailer out for 2 years, and Nintendo didn't do something officially. One thing to keep in mind, don't forget, Lawfare is an extremely slow game. Don't forget, last year, September, October, November, December, we were getting the first rulings in the US for the 2020 election lawsuits. We're starting to get the rulings now. Law is an extremely slow process. So if Nintendo is going to try to do something, they are either cease and desists are pretty quick. Nintendo hasn't done anything like that, so I think we're clear in that sense. Like I've mentioned before, in episode 3, I think it was, of BS Talks, which is going live on Thursday night, I'm worried that Nintendo would lose their fucking mind and go after this game regardless. Hopefully they won't. And they haven't said since they have not engaged in a cease and desist so far, or that we know of, and that's a good sign, because I like this game a lot so far. Imagine the NPC interactions and voice mods you can do with AI, especially for games like those. That's already a thing. That is already a thing. There are mods right now in Skyrim that use ChatGPT and a text-to-speech model for some of the NPCs, for some of the companions, to the point that I think it's for Skyrim VR that you have it right now, that you can speak into your microphone to your companion, and then it will go into a script of ChatGPT being like, "Oh, respond as a companion in Skyrim that has this, and that," and it gives the response, and then the NPC responds with what would make sense in the world. Those were already a thing last year, so I am a-okay with AI as long as they use it with content they made by their own. For example, get 100 voice actors and give those lines to the AI, with the voice actors accepting it for score. Yes, and in this case, Mike the Liar, welcome to today, man. And in that case, that's not an issue of AI, that is an issue of copyright abuse. Like, a lot of people are worried that AI is going to steal somebody's work. There's a very fine line between derivative work and copyright infringement, and that's a very, very fine line. But when it comes to AI by itself, it's a tool. It's just a tool similar to debugs, debug tools, GitHub, all these kinds of things. I mean, when it gets ironed out and it doesn't feel janky, and maybe conversion AI can translate the engine into a new one, like Unreal on that's already a thing. Then in Slayer. With ChatGPT, that's already a thing in Skyrim. I don't know what the mods are called, but I did see videos on TikTok of people messing with what was her name? The companion everyone hates. Somebody put the AI module for her. Anyone saying this kills the biggest franchise in the world it's absolutely not going to kill Pokemon. This is not going to kill Pokemon. It is a very fast rising game, and it's going to be very, very good. It's going to be very, very relevant for the right reasons, because this is filling a hole in the market that people have wanted for years. I remember something like 7 years ago being like, holy shit, dude, I wish Arc could be like this in Pokemon. And I wish you could have like a proper RPG in Pokemon. And now it's here. But it's not going to replace Pokemon. Pokemon as it exists, they've been doing a lot of things, and they've kept their market share. They've kept their product as is. This is partially a competitor, but it's not a direct competition. So yeah, anyone who thinks this is gonna kill that this is gonna kill Pokemon is out of their mind. Like, this is a really good game. It's one of the fastest selling, one of the fastest growing games of all time. Like, it's already on the top 3 most concurrent players in the history of Steam. It's not it will not kill Pokemon. Like, it might overshadow it for a bit, and it might become a very cool alternative, but it's not going to kill Pokemon. Pokemon in itself is still going to have a massive platform that they've been building for over 30 years now. They haven't made an engine converter yet, sadly. Well, there you go. Look at that. You have found a hole. ChatGPT is already quite awesome if you want to roleplay the shit out of whatever scene you have in mind. Exactly. Palworld will not hurt Pokemon that much, but some people want to have higher standard Pokemon after Palworld, and that, I think, is going to be what people mean by hurting. Because just like with Baldur's Gate, just like with Elden Ring, with Armored Core, and all these amazing games that have been coming out that are raising the bar, Pokemon is going to have... I mean, Pokemon is in a weird place where they don't need to do shit, because Pokemon fans are still going to buy the games regardless. It's like trying to get the sports games to raise the bar because, I don't know, AEW Fight Forever just came out and it raised the bar. It didn't, but it's hypothetical. And therefore, FIFA and NBA should raise the bar. They're not going to. They're going to continue on their path that they've been building for the past 30 years. And I think they're just going to... I think Nintendo is going to just ignore that this game exists, just like what they did with Digimon, with Neopets, and a bunch of these other games. Let's see... Also, people saying AI will replace programmers are clickbaiters. AI is a tool, but it can't replace programmers and engineers, simply enhances and expands their toolset. What we are going to see, I do think, because right now AI, we are using AI as a very loose term, because this thing is not passing the Turing test just yet. But we are seeing as a tool that is revolutionizing the industry. This AI, like the way AI is advancing, we are going to start seeing a jump in advancement of these technologies the way we saw the Industrial Revolution do to the energy sector, I think. Because one of the things that makes games extremely expensive and time-consuming to do is the coding. But if you can have an AI that can set that up for you in a matter of minutes or hours instead of years, then yeah, that is going to have a massive impact. It's going to oversaturate things for sure, but it is going to bring us to a new standard and a new set of things that we had never seen before. I wouldn't even say it is Game of the Year material. It's a good game at the right time. It fills a hole in the market, and it's a good game that people are enjoying. You don't have to be the best to be good. Might reduce the number of coders and much needed, but won't replace the workforce. Like, AI will take some jobs away, just like cars took some jobs away. But there will be other jobs that come out of this other industry. And that is what happens when you see change in general. And when you see change in general in an industry, when you see a technological revolution, people are going to freak out because the existing jobs are going to cease to exist, some of them, and a new set of jobs will be created. But people are so stuck in just what is right in front of them that they will not see that there will be new jobs. Like, there's going to be AI quality assurance jobs that are going to start coming through. Yeah, you're not going to be writing the code, probably. You're not going to be writing the entire code, but somebody is going to have to check. And it can't just be the AI. You will have to check these kinds of things, like some stuff like that. Digimon isn't even remotely similar to Pokemon. Exactly, but I remember back when I was in Guatemala, back in my day, it was seen as the alternative to Pokemon because it was more or less a similar theme. That's my point. And Nintendo ended up just completely ignoring it because it's not the same thing. It's nowhere near enough the same thing. It has enough things different enough. Now, this game does get very close to that line while still staying, in my opinion, in the not copyright infringement, not trademark infringement. They were very clever with their work. So, I'm a big Pokemon fan, but Palworld showed me how much better the series could be. So at least for me, I might stop buying Pokemon games unless I see an improvement, or at least when it gets cheaper. That is what people see when we're seeing all these things, because Pokemon has had a monopoly, and with monopolies come comfortable. They've had to do relatively little. We covered the entire Pokemon competitive scene in last week, and we just saw how unbelievably convoluted it is. Because Pokemon, yes, they keep improving the game little by little, but they don't need to revolutionize the game. Maybe until now, because maybe this game is showing people what we could have. What if we have a Pokemon game with proper adult themes? What if we have a Pokemon game that actually shows some of the things that you could do? What if we take the concept and we bring it to this other scenario? What if we actually explore the ideas? And before this, the problem was that people were mainly doing it with mods, and that's why, with mods or with spin-off games that were not unofficial games that still infringed trademark. I'm going to use the example of Pokemon Uranium, where people just want that so badly, a mature story about the origins of Pokemon that explored really fucking dark themes, really fucked up things, a tragedy, a nuclear meltdown, all of that. But it infringed on the trademark. It infringed on the copyright. This game is showing us that hole in the market existed, and it's taking advantage of it. I don't care if I would lose my job as long as I can live a decent life. And as I said, like, if you lose your job, you will be able to find something else. Of course, there is going to be the whole, when the coal miners were left out of the job because there are new energy sectors, that there are new machinery, and now they have to find something else to do. That bit is going to be brutal for a lot of people that have been in the same industry for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. That's going to be difficult. But this is I'm not going to say it's a step in the right direction, but it was an inevitable step. I'm not going to say whether or not it was good or bad. I just think it was inevitable, and in many cases, even necessary. Bite me, young man. You're back in my day. Lacks panache. Shut up, then, Slayer. I'm not as old as you are. I might even be fine if they keep the mainline games like they did before, but they could start spin-offs. And I think that is what they're going to see the incentive for right now. Because yes, we're still getting the same 2D Mario games that you do all the nice platforming in, but they went into all the other the third-person platformers. Let's use Mario as an example, because it used to be, the 2D, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, Lost Levels, Mario Brothers 3, then Mario World, and all of this, and then the N64 comes out, and they're able to start using 3D. Super Mario 64 is them exploring the idea, and then they see, holy shit, 3D is awesome. But what happens? We start seeing the surgence of really good RPGs around that time, and they explored that because they saw that the market is there. If there's one thing Nintendo has stopped doing is taking risks, and what Palworld has done is take the risk for them. I think after this, if Nintendo is paying attention to what Palworld is doing, we might actually see something like this in the future from Nintendo with the official stuff. It's gonna kill Palworld and any games like that, but it would be Nintendo addressing that hole in the market that they didn't know existed. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is also quite an untapped source of fun. Legends Arceus already was going to the direction of Palworld, but didn't go far enough. Yeah, I think we saw that in the video. I have not kept up with Pokemon since Sun and Moon. Like, that was the last Pokemon I saw. Before that, it was X and Y. Before that, it was Emerald for me. So, at least the internet is loud enough at the moment, so they just might, and that, if Nintendo doesn't do it and they decide to ignore it, fine. Other people will take their hole in the market, because that is the wonders of a free market, that people will continue to do this. We will see Palworld, we will see other variants, we might see other variants. Hell, we might even see Digimon! Imagine if Digimon decides to venture into this instead of Pokemon. Then you see a major IP doing this kind of stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be just Nintendo. Like, anyone can now step into this market. It's dying every 50 seconds for a minute or so. I'll probably miss quite a few minutes of the context. That's okay, Primal. Don't worry about it. Internet can suck at times. But yeah, in conclusion, we already have the first 15-minute segment or something, and we haven't even booted up the game. This game is showing... This game is a wonderful, incredible, pristine example of market forces in action. We are thick. Reggie is thick. Okay, we climbed from here. Alright, so... This is so stupid. Okay. First thing I noticed about this game. It sounds a lot like Zelda. Like, the sound design is very similar to Zelda. At least to the last two games. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Very, very similar in that sense. You look like just a torso and legs. Hey, do not criticize Reggie's unquestionable beauty. Thing number 2. The animations are very Fortnite-esque. Very Fortnite-esque. I think they derived a lot of the animations from Fortnite. They're fairly basic and they work. And what they've done is... Yeah, they've very much decided to base their game off of so many other things that it's basically impossible to just say, hey, that's cheating. All right, we need some more stone. I'm really enjoying, and that's the thing, right? Controversies, no controversies. I am having fun. I am having a lot of fun where Ark Survival Evolved never did. Never let me have fun. Like, the gameplay loop is just fun. So there's that. But it's like everything I'm doing has a solid feeling of accomplishment. I don't know, maybe I'm just biased about Ark. But Ark, I guess it's because I saw it from the very early beginnings that Ark just never really felt like there was a solid objective other than, oh, go catch the dinosaur. This one, there's the whole Nintendo, like the whole Pokemon aspect to it. Things now. Why would the devs put in the option to sleep with some pals, just inviting Rule 34? Because this game, they decided that if there's one thing I've seen from the devs, is that they did not have a vision. Like, they admitted that they don't have a precise vision for this game. They just wanted to do something that people wanted, and they wanted to just explore everything. Like, explore all the possibilities they could. So I'm pretty sure, one, that's already a thing, and two, yeah. It's taking just as much of a piss. Yeah! I mean, why would I take this game seriously? Why would I take this game seriously? Legally distinct Pokedentured Servitude. Yeah, legally distinct Pokedentured Servitude Simulator. Yeah. Why would I take this game seriously? The devs aren't taking it seriously because they know damn well that what they are doing is a game that people wanted, that people were yearning for, but it's not that serious. It's not that serious. Okay, we're gonna have the Pal Gear. You can hear Game Freak and Nintendo retained lawyers scratching themselves like crack addicts, just waiting for a trademark infringement. That's what I was talking. That's what we talked about several times now, right? That Nintendo. I'm pretty sure Nintendo is yearning for this to happen. But for some reason, either they are actively ignoring this or they genuinely haven't found anything. And if they haven't found anything, good. Because the last thing I want is for Nintendo to have a valid reason to go after this game. Because, yeah, Nintendo, they've been a cool company and everything, but they're not that cool. Krezinet9, hello, how are you doing today? Welcome to today, man. How's it going? They already sent a letter to a guy who did a mod that replaces pals with Pokemon models. Okay, so that means Nintendo is aware of what is happening. Let me summon this guy. Nintendo is well aware of what is happening, but they know they can't. Accidental Chaos 69, welcome to today, man. How you doing? How's it been? Good to see ya. So if Nintendo has already sent a cease and desist to a modder that put Pokemon models here, that means Nintendo is well aware that they do not have a case, or that the case against Palworld would simply not be worth it. It goes back to the whole filling a gap in the market thing, because Nintendo sees how much people are loving this. So if Nintendo tries to take this down, I think the backlash and the boycotts would hurt them far much. What does Reggie look like? Look at this Reggie. Reggie is clearly an imposter from Among Us. There you go. That too. That is what I said about lawsuit. The crackback will be too much. Yep. Oh yeah, let's credit where credit is due. Primal is the one who gave that counterpoint. Like, my worry was that Nintendo would go just apeshit and not care, but I think they are smart enough to know that a lawsuit or a cease and desist against a game that is easily one of the fastest... It has... I'm pretty sure by now, it is the fastest growing game of all time. And it is the skyrocketing game that is just reaching peak everything right now. Yeah, I don't think Nintendo's gonna fuck with that. Like, had this game come out to the same pomp and circumstance as something more minor, like, had the game been more akin to one of the more lukewarm games that we get, they might have gotten away. They might have thought that, yeah, we're gonna get, like, we're gonna have a case and whatever. But I don't think they got what it. I don't think they have a chance now. Just check SteamDB for a second. It's mind-boggling. Let's check it out. SteamDB. SteamDB. Opera, fuck off. Opera, fuck off. Let's see. So here's SteamDB. Let me bring it up to your screen. So, Palworld has the most concurrent players out right now, with 1.15 million players playing right now. Look at this. Look at this graph. Look at just how it peaks. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this before. I don't think we have. It had to come out before Pokemon Gen 9. I don't think it would have popped off this big. Oh, these guys timed everything so perfectly. They really have. They really have. Yeah, trending game. Like, this has to be one of the, if not the fastest growing game of all time. Let's get back into the game. Let's feed ourselves, because we're hungry now. There we go. And the cat gets an egg. Like, there's no doubt about it. There's absolutely no doubt about it. This game is the fastest growing game of all time. It is breaking records left, right, and center. There's no doubt that this game is simply going to take over. And Nintendo, I'm pretty sure Nintendo knows this, especially because the devs are also Japanese. So Nintendo is... I think they've reached the point where they know they can't fuck with this. Because if they do, it's just not worth the price. Indeed, compared to Pokemon, how is this? I like it. I like it. It is very different from the Pokemon experience, which is another reason why I think Nintendo is not fucking with this game. Because it feels so different, while at the same time having that familiarity. I'm really enjoying myself here. I'm really, really enjoying this. Arc Survival of the Wild Pals, there you go. I think this is what Arc wanted their game to be. Like, they wanted this level of fun, but Arc ended up being less, It ended up being a little less fun. And I think it was because of the taming, because here, taming the Pokemon... Taming the pals is nowhere near as exhausting as taming a creature in Arc tends to be. Because in Arc, you have the whole... Like, even in some of the bigger... some of the modified servers where you're, like, a fraction of the time, the thing that ruined Arc for me was the unbelievably tedious process and monotone process of taming a creature. I think that's where Palworld really shines, and it's somewhere that Arc just failed in. Arc simply failed in that aspect. Oh, shit! Free Palsphere. Nice. And I think it shows a lot. Because I remember, like, oh, you want a T-Rex? Huh. You want a Gigantosaurus? Ha! Good luck. Good luck. Here, feed it berries every 17.5 minutes for the next 6 hours. And if you miss one, his stats are going to be all fucked up for you. Stuff like that. And that's where Arc failed, I think. Because that's one of the things that just got me to stop playing. Like, you expect me, even in the super fast servers, I want a T-Rex, and I have to stay here and monitor this for 6-7 hours? I don't have that kind of time. I don't want to have that kind of time. That is the reason why single player and server always easier taming rules. Yeah, and even then, the maximum modifiers wouldn't even allow you to go that far. And that was just disappointing. Every single time, it was disappointing for me, regardless. Like, it really was, and it just got me to stop playing and stop caring. It just did. Alright, let's make all the ones we can. And yeah, like, private servers and everything made it very awesome. But at the same time, then having the servers came with the whole... responsibility of you need to make sure that your animals are fed the very specific foods they have, which then just turned the game into a fucking chore. It just turned the whole thing into a chore. I think we could tame a 150 Rex in under an hour. Still horrible. That's still, but yeah, that is still an hour of my time. My streams, our streams right now, with us doing the BS talks, with us doing all of these other things, no more than 5 hours. I have a very limited amount of time in my life. I no longer have the luxury of being able to play 12 hours a day. Because, yeah, if I'm going to put 1,000 hours in a game, what is 1 hour? Right? But now, I am lucky if I get to put 50 hours in a game. Path of Exile has been a massive exception, and I think Palworld will be too. But I have limited amount of time. I have a full-time job. I have a business next to this full-time job. I do these streams. I am not going to... Can you imagine how... I mean, the BS talks would be perfect for us to tame things in Ark, except it would require me to focus a lot on Ark. Like, the BS talks, I just let go of the keyboard and we talk. And we talk and we talk and we talk. Well, we converse, I talk. Because you're chatting, you're typing, and I'm talking. I am speaking. And that takes up a lot of time. Chef Weird the Reggie, one is 60 minutes. Never played Ark for longer than 15 minutes. Like, I had a time when I played a lot of Ark. I don't have that many hours. I think I have like 100 hours tops in that game. Because after a certain amount of time, I just realized I don't want this. BS in which way? BS. Talks stands for Basterd Spontaneous Talks. I just realized, I just felt that the title would be a fun wordplay. So let me finish my point, and then we're gonna do what I figured out today. So yeah, my time. I have my full-time job. I have my business on the side, which, you know, it's Fiverr, and it's more at the whims of the market. I am looking into how the fuck I'm gonna invest in advertisements to be able to reach my audience, because it's in, you know, throat singing, niche audience. And because of that, it's really difficult to find. But throat singing is starting to grow in popularity, and I do have a monopoly on Fiverr right now. It is no doubts about it, a fucking monopoly. I just don't get that many orders at a time. All right, let's give you some kebab. But that means, you know, 40 hours a week are already to be spent at work. I don't spend 40 hours working, but that is what I need to allocate to work. I need to cook my own food. I live alone, so I cook for myself. I have to clean myself up. I have to do all my own chores. Well, I do hire a cleaning lady to come in once a month, but that's, you know, for the deep cleaning. And, you know, I do like to cook. I personally like to cook. So that puts me in that position as well. So yeah, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I am now addicted to a video game to have the awesome conversations we've been having. I'm going to record these, and I'm going to upload them so that we can have these conversations, that we can have fun in these conversations, and we can enjoy so many more things. That's what I have decided to do with this. Like, I've decided to take advantage. I'm not going to... I mean, I would otherwise just play Path of Exile. Oh, shit. I would otherwise just play Path of Exile. And it would probably fuck up with me. It would probably fuck me over with just how much time I've been spending on it. So yeah, I'm not going to spend that much time playing. And if I do, I want to make sure I maximize that, because I have that right now. You can't fix the source. There you go. Yeah, I do want to be... Because the thing is, right? I am by myself. I am alone in Hungary. I don't have family here. I have a couple of friends, but I don't have a support network for myself over here. And if I want that... Shit, dude! And if I want that... I don't have a support network, so I am my support network. And with that, I have to be as responsible as possible. I have a somewhat strict budget, especially because I'm helping my mom pay with a few things. I have a somewhat strict budget. I have a lot of things that I need and want to do. So I have very little time. Like, all things considered, I do not compromise on sleep. I do not compromise on sleep. That is one of the things that I've learned throughout the years that I do not do. I do not compromise on my sleep. And that way I can, if I need to. Like, if I need to pull an all-nighter, I can do it no problem, because I have not compromised on my sleep for a very long time. But that means, that's 8 hours a day, that's 80 hours a week already gone. Like, just like that. Work and sleep, because I do not compromise my sleep. That leaves me with very little time for everything else. Thankfully, my Fiverr is more of a, it doesn't take too much time. It doesn't consume too much. It's not very time consuming. So I can move things around. Like, it doesn't pay often, but it pays well, kind of thing. And let me just put away some more berries here. And therefore, the rest of the time I'm going to spend, that's going to be on the streams, that's going to be practicing, that's going to be editing, all that kind of stuff. And I need to be responsible with my time. So, right now we're playing, we're having some fun talks and all of that. Let me catch up with the chat. You need to update the goal meter subs. You are 450% over quota. Yes, that I am. And I'm not going to do it right now because the bot is tricky like that. Climb on the ball. Those lands you can see are the other spawn points. Oh, okay. The best part is that there's no sandwich mechanic. We love the sandwich. That is a reference to episode 4 of BS Talks, which is going to be up on Monday. I'm going to have that one uploaded on Monday. Gotta wipe his own ass. I gotta wipe my own ass. Also, still OCD. Fuck you and thanks for the support towards James. There you go. I can't fix the subs. Yeah, that meter is just gonna stay as 400, 500% for the time being, just because fixing it in the bot takes a little bit of time. Takes me opening a couple of things, and I just don't want to fuck with it right now. I have no support network, and I'm not responsible. So that is not true, Primal. That is not true. Not once have I heard you say or even suggest that you are out of money. You have a budget for the streamers that you like. That is something a responsible person does. Sure, you may not be investing your money on whatever. You may not be building wealth like the way, I don't know, Dave Ramsey would want you to. But that doesn't mean you are not responsible. You don't even drink. You don't even drink. That kind of thing. Right click on inventory. Oh, okay. It's right click on inventory to Insta Store. Okay, I was wondering because in Path of Exile it's control click. Let's see. Stop doing that. Stop doing that too. Right click on inventory. I learned that Fiverr set the rate of pay for subs is the exact same as roasted chicken. Well then. I like roasted chicken is nice. I've noticed that a lot of pals travel in pairs. Yeah, because pals have pals. It's a food-based system, but people that don't realize it in the way shit tier after tier. But alas, support is much merited. Meritocracy is real. James has fully merited the fuck. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. I meant in I can't fix it that I cannot gift subs, so it is 5-0. Oh, okay, I see. True, no alcohol, no smoking, no drugs, just addiction towards gaming, movies, music, and being creative. We all have our vices, we all have our hobbies, and that's fine. You choose to spend your time however you choose to spend your money however you choose, and you are not compromising on... Like, you're not compromising your financial stability, is what I'm saying. So you are being responsible. You just may not be where you would want or where you would see some other people being. And don't forget, one of the 12 rules of life by Jordan Peterson: don't compare yourself to who you are to others are. Do not compare yourself to who others are today. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. There was something else. Oh yeah, something I figured out today while I was fucking around waiting for some of my cases to process at work. I learned, because, I'm a throat singer, so I know how to speak and sing with the throat. And I figured out how to... This is gonna sound weird, because it is. I figured out how to speak like a husky. You know how huskies are very talkative animals? I figured out how to do it. I went to Disneyland for a vacation. Disneyland or Disney World? I can talk. You know that dogs... I mean, barking is easy. Barking is easy because that's more like the inhaled growling. Then you just bring it up. You bring it up and in tone, in timbre, and... So that is something I can do easily. However, when it comes to huskies, huskies have a very different... Wait, can I build stuff like out here? Oh, I can. So when it comes to speaking like a... hang on. Huskies do that to keep not cold. Disneyland in Cali. Oh, nice. Nice. Never tell a dominatrix that you can talk like a dog. Absolutely. We'll keep that in mind. So, the thing is, they talk using their throat as well. They have a fucking accent. It's Mongolian. Yes. Yes, absolutely. But I realized today that it's all about that. Okay, let me check this. Cool. So, when it comes to speaking like a husky, I realized it's more about speaking from the throat. Like in the most strict sense, you know. Woof. I'm not using my vocal cords for that. That is entirely just speaking with the throat. So there you have it. That's how you speak like a husky. That's with the Mongolian technique is called Khorketir. The Khorketir. That's the name. Must have been most interesting conversations with himself. Oh, you have no fucking clue. You have no... have you leveled out? Oh shit, the stats, right. I have to level. I don't need work speed. Let's do weight and more stamina. Oh, you have no idea. There's a reason why I'm recording myself speaking out loud while reading your chats, because... Yes, you are having a conversation with me, but I'm just talking. I love to talk. And I am narcissistic enough where I love the sound of my own voice. Just enough so that I can tolerate myself put it up in the on the interwebs. I hate the sound of my own voice in that way of the tonal hearing my vibrations. I think in my case, it's not so much that I love it, but that I got used to it when I was at the radio station. Because in the radio station, we had active monitoring on our headphones, which means I would hear my voice as I was speaking. So I feel less strange to know that we can capture other humans. Well, I mean, that's a long-standing tradition we have here in humanity, Crisinate. Historically, a long-standing tradition that we'd had for many millennia. For tens, if not hundreds of thousands of years, human beings have been in the habit of capturing other human beings. I know what the most fucked up thing about slavery is? At one point, slavery was the moral revolution. At one point, think about it. There was a point in time when human beings would just kill each other's without mercy, without showing a sliver of mercy. Just without a doubt, just completely annihilate any and every other human being that you see. Like, there was a point in which human beings were like wild beasts in that sense. Just flat out. At one point, somebody stopped and thought, you know what? What if we don't kill them, but we take them with us? And we just force them to do our bidding. Then slavery was born, and that was the moral revolution of its time. And it was so morally revolutionary and acceptable because fucked up things don't happen unless there's a moral or ethical justification. If there isn't some way to justify it morally. Like, a moral revolution becomes inevitable when that happens. Also, I'm eating a snack because I'm hungry. And I have a Zero bar that's been sitting on my desk since yesterday. Then, after I don't know how many tens of thousands of years, somebody came. Yeah, the left one bed unmade. After I don't even want to know how many years. Millennium. Somebody came and said, you know what? What if we don't have the slaves? What if we just let them live as equals? I am pretty sure that moral revolution was the same that when the tribes saw the first slaves. Back, I don't even want to know how many hundreds, if not thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years ago.